Okay, and also I forgot to add this point. It's like during this season, this Conte just out of nowhere he suddenly decided to go and do surgery, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the gallbladder thing.
Yeah. So like, it's like he purposely take MC all this, you know? Like.
That wasn't a red, that wasn't a yellow, but no matter what, do not lay your hands on a referee. That is an automatic red card. Welcome to the Football Kaki, and I am your host, Eldad, and I am joined by my fellow Kaki bros, Paul and Jordan. Boys, how are you doing this week?
Very good, very good.
Wow.
It's getting better and better.
Wow, Jordan flashing the red card immediately to both me and Paul already.
No, the red is not to warn anyone.
The red is to just...
Because North London is red.
All right. Oh yeah, but guys, you watched the FA Cup game yesterday, right?
Yep,
you guys watch?
I was watching
the
highlights. I was watching
Yeah.
F1 at the same time.
I was also watching F1 and the game at the same time, right? Ask you, Fulham threw it away, right?
Yeah, to be honest.
Honestly, they threw it away.
Lost
Right?
their head in the moment.
I mean, no matter what you do,
You should just
one
accept
player,
the Willian gets sent off. Then you
just
regroup
got it.
from there. Yeah. At most you take 1-1, then you go back to Craven Cottage and play again. You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, the moment you lay your hands on a referee, like you're gone already. Like there's no debate about it already.
Yeah, but Bruno pushed the referee at Anfield. The linesman.
I don't know, bro. Honestly, right. It should be a rule that no matter what, the moment you lay your hands on a ref, it's red card already.
Yeah, I think it should be like that. But
It
a lot of
should be
players
fixed
have been
already.
sent off like that. I think Di Maria a few years ago. So he pushed what's his name?
Michael Oliver, bro.
Yeah,
I will never
straight away
forget, I will
got red
never
card.
forget
Yeah,
that.
immediately.
Get red card. And yesterday, Mitrovic, it wasn't as heavy as like the Di Maria.
He was very gangster. Like he pushed the referee. Then after he was in
Yeah.
his face and like
Yeah.
I think the first time he said something to the referee already gave him warning already.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he continued pushing him and continued to stay in his face. Then
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, what do you think?
No, then this Marco Silva, the manager got the third red card.
It's because I think
he got it first actually.
He got
Oh,
it
he
first.
got it.
I think it's because he went to go and
Check
talk
the
to the
VAR.
referee at the VAR screen.
Yeah, actually because you're not supposed to even go
You're not
anywhere
supposed to
near that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so you're not supposed to go over, right? Then the Willian one is obvious handball because he's denying a goal, ma. So that one, okay lah, nothing much to say. The Mitrovic one was the one that, honestly, if he had held his head, they would have been fine. Because if you see the replay, right, they actually showed a replay of him getting sent off, right? Because it was like when the referee showed the red card, right, everybody thought it was for Willian.
Yeah, but after he turned to him,
Then after he turned to him. So when he flashed the red card, then Mitrovic turned, right? He walked over, they started talking to the referee. Then the referee warned him. Then after that, he lay hands on the referee, then red card already. But never mind. That's another thing for another day. Just continuing our topic of referees. But to carry on today, we got a special North London topic. The non-red side of North London, Tottenham Hotspur. And everybody knows last week, Antonio Conte went on this amazing rant after Spurs drew 3-3 with Southampton, which we will talk about a bit about later on. But today we are predominantly going to talk about the state of Spurs and why there is a bit of discontent coming from Antonio Conte. Could it be more than what he's bringing on, or could it be something else that is actually creating this particular whole dissension? There's a lot of things we want to get into, but before that, we just want to thank everybody for listening in, for giving us a try, and for just continuing to support the Football Kaki and the Chit Chatter Podcast Network throughout all our different shows. So with that, let's get into this week's episode. Okay, boys. So the topic of today's discussion, right, is basically the Antonio Conte rant at the post-game press conference against Southampton, and of course the things that are actually going to be deeper today regarding Spurs and what are the potential issues and who is to blame for the current discontent or state of the manager. So before I get into it, I'm just going to read a bit of what Conte said. And this is, I think, more the prominent line. So one of the things that Conte said was that we are 11 players that go into the pitch. I see selfish players. I see players that don't want to help each other and don't put their heart. Before today, I prefer to hide this situation and try to speak, to try to improve the spirit, the situation with the words, with a lot of situations. Because about tactical or technical aspect, this is one situation. The most important thing if you want to become a strong team, if you want to become competitive, if you want to fight to win, is the desire. The fire that you need to have in your eyes, in your heart, and you have to show this in every moment, If I have to compare last season and this season, we have to improve. But now we are in a worse aspect. When you are not a team, anything can happen in any moment. Today is the last situation. Don't forget that in the FA Cup, we lost to Sheffield United, who played with young players. We are able to, with a strong team, be dropped from the FA Cup. And then a lot of situations, I repeat, that we are not going to improve. I am not speaking about the technical aspects or the tactical aspects. So, boys, he's really ranting a lot about the players lah, and a lot of things that are actually going on. So, I just want to ask, if there's no heart and there's no fire and desire from the team, is that purely based on the manager's fault or is it a player issue?
I think it's a mixture of everything.
You think it's a mixture of everything?
Yeah, but okay. So, but our focus right now is on Conte, right? So let me just start with him. I feel that ever since he took over, right, the start initially it was a very good. The progress was good. They started winning games again. But once in a while, he will always say to the media that his team is not good enough, or that the distance between Spurs and the other teams is too far.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not like the Daniel Levi hasn't been like backing him up, you know.
Yep.
Because he actually bought a lot of players that Conte wanted, like Bentancur, Pedro Porro, Alisson, Bissouma.
Yeah.
Kulusevski, Romero, all is under Huma.
Perisic is also there also, right?
Yeah, Perisic is also under him. But I feel that as a manager, you cannot be too pessimistic all the time.
Yep.
He always talk about how he wants to go back to Italy and how like one day he will just, this is temporary, like Spurs, he sees that Spurs as like a temporary project instead of like a permanent thing. So this trickles down to the players. It has an effect, ma. It's like the players feel that, hey, why is he saying all this? You know, like his heart is not here, so why should we play for him also, lah?
Yeah, understand.
So that's why I feel like I noticed this season, and like you see, like the recent press conference just showed that Conte's pessimism has gone even more. You know.
Yeah, George, what do you think?
I think Conte is used to winning trophies in Italy so often. So when he comes to Spurs, definitely he would want to have the same idea to copy and paste into Spurs lah. So, but then Levy is also a person that he can throw in money for you, but you need to show him prove some more. Yeah, he really threw him like 4 or 5 players this season.
Yeah.
Then got recently, I think just a few days ago, I don't know how recent was this video. He was saying this Richarlison, quite injury prone and all. Tony scored 2 goals, the whole of the Champions League and all. So like in a way, you are saying what the players that you wanted in the end became not useful to you. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say the whole thing is his fault. I also want to go into the players side. Look, in every department, they are a okay top 4 type of players. They are not into title challenge style of players, to be honest. Their players are quite old. They have even Perisic, can't even run up down the field on the left flank.
Yeah,
you got Lucas Moura also on the other side. Yeah, and like I was like, why are they extending their contract? Why are they not getting rid of this player and getting a new blood in? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think that one, right? Then that one becomes is it a fault of, like I say, ownership, or is it a fault of the manager? Because I do agree with Paul in a sense where pessimism can have its, effects on players and on people. Just like how positivity can have its effects on people. So if your manager is openly pessimistic, it also doesn't do very, very much for the group of players also. And it can create a very, very like toxic environment, or environment where it's like okay, I'm not really going to play for the manager. I'm just going to play for myself.
Yeah.
But like on Jordan's point, it's intriguing because I agree that you cannot fully put the blame on the manager, but you also have to throw some blame to the players, man. Because at the end of the day, what we always say is that at the end of the day, the ones that execute on the field is the players. The one that goes out to play for the badge, for everybody, is the players. The manager is only the scapegoat if the player doesn't perform.
Yeah.
And the lack of investment is not something that we cannot say. I think it's more of a matter of, was it the right investment of players to be able to come in also? Because like you said, Kulusevski, Perisic, Richarlison, these are players that Conte wanted. But if they are not good enough, it's also not fair for you to go and openly say that they are not up to what you want, right, in a very negative, orderly fashion. Managers have come out and criticized their players openly before. It's nothing new. But I don't know why. Is it just the way Conte says it, or is it just something that is beyond more than what we see? So how much of the fault is actually going towards Conte? What do you guys think?
But before going there, because I must say that, like just now when Paul mentioned that Conte once mentioned, this is only a short-term project, he would one day wish to return to Italy. I think with this kind of mindset, right, it really throw the players off. Yeah. So so you're here like
holiday.
Yeah, like your guinea pig. Then now you want us to change the whole system. Then we follow you. Then 2 years down the road, we have to change to a new manager style. Yeah. So it's a half. Like I can feel like like some players want to try to get to know the new system. They are more willing to open up. But players that have been in there for so long, they want to win a freaking title. But then you have this kind of manager that put this kind of comment straight. I think it is not helping himself.
Yeah, fair point. So back to the question I had earlier, right? How much of the blame is actually going to Conte?
I think it's there's no fair share of like a 50-50 fault between players and manager. But also you have to look at the situation because Spurs have so many injuries, right?
Yeah.
Like Rodrigo, Bentancur is injured. Yeah. Bissouma is injured. So they have to play like Oliver Skip and Højbjerg, which is players from like Mourinho time. Or Skip is even from Pochettino time.
Yeah.
And then their goalkeeper also injured, Hugo Lloris.
Yeah.
Then the Sessegnon injured. That's why you have to play Perisic at left wing back now. And then you have to play Fraser Foster at goalkeeper. Yeah. So I can understand that. Yes, it's in a way Conte's fault, but also the players have to realize that this is a situation we need to step up.
Yeah.
But this is not what it seems like because they've been quite inconsistent. That's the thing. Even though they're fourth now, so their position don't really tell the whole story. And also you see that they're starting to see like player manager dispute, like Richarlison and Conte. Like last week they lost to Milan, right?
Yeah.
And then Richarlison was like, I don't know why Conte didn't play me. If he played me, confirm we would have a better chance of attacking. And then you can come out and say such thing openly, that kind of.
But the thing is, Richarlison has always been overconfident, so.
Yeah, but I never seen like even Pogba also never do this while he was a player,
Yeah. You do that type of thing, right? And a player does that openly in public, it's showing a bit of how I don't respect my manager. I'm just going to call my manager out in public. So does it mean that he's lost the locker room already?
I'm guessing so. But it's just that how are they going to move on from like this result, this 3-3 result,
Yeah. After your manager blatantly just calls you out, right? In public.
Yeah, so it's like, so now it's a very similar situation to Mourinho and Manu at the time.
Yeah.
So do they just throw him under the bus, or do they at least try first? Or
actually,
if they throw him under the bus, means I would think that within the next month he'll be gone.
Yeah. John's your thing.
I find a bit like the timing a bit not too friendly because now they're all on international break. They don't get to see the play. Only those not selected one
Yeah.
So he still can deal with those probably non-key players. So I would think that it would be good that they really can everybody get into a room and then just air it out or something like that.
Yeah. I do agree also, because at the end of the day, he still has to face the players.
Yeah.
He openly called them out in public. He has to face the players. Maybe the timing of it is actually quite interesting, because it's just before international break.
Yeah, actually what he said is true lah. I mean,
true.
the players have to be professionally responsibility of what they put out on the field.
Yep.
The fans paid money to see this kind of shit show. I mean, yeah, it's true. But then, he also have to look back into his injury, and then you have to rely on Kane and Son week in, week out. It's impossible lah.
I agree. But I also think that, let's say, for example, the stuff that he's saying, like further down after what I said off, right, is a bit of a unique thing, because the next thing that he actually said is that about being a team is about playing for a badge. We have to play to make our fans proud. We have to play to show desire. The final eyes is to win. If you have this, for sure, you don't go out in an FA Cup, and today you win. So if that's the case, his job, okay, my view, as a manager, right, your job is to motivate your players, man. Like, give them the desire and the fight to win. Not just entrusting them basically with the fire, with like, oh, okay, I expect you to win and go and win. That doesn't work. It's just not going to happen. So I don't really know how much is that, but this is actually a good time to segue into the next point, right? Which is basically, if the manager can't motivate the players, right, to win, then how much of it is actually the players' fault also? Because if I look at it this way, if Conte sees that the players do not have the desire already, right, means that he is actually seeing something that is consistent throughout the entire team. Then would you blame it on the players also? Like, one example is your captains. The stalwarts of the team, Lloris, Kane, Son.
It's not like Kane is not like motivating the players, because Kane himself already has like 21 EPL goals,
Yeah, I know.
So I feel that, okay, and also, I forgot to add this point. It's like during this season, this Conte just out of nowhere, he suddenly decided to go and do surgery, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the gallbladder thing.
Yeah. So like, it's like he purposely take MC all this, like, you just want to be away. I think he just want to be away from like.
But honestly, right, I find that gallbladder is something that it can be very severe, or it can be mild. So you can't really say that that's actually the
fact that he went back to Italy to do surgery.
That one I get there. But the thing is that if, let's say it's total surgery, you rather want to be with your family. So that one I can understand. So that one I don't really put it as an equation.
Yeah, as in, and I felt, right, during the time when he was away, they played better.
Yeah.
They were winning games. They were actually like, I was like, I was saying, wow, like this Conte team not bad. Then I realized he wasn't there. He wasn't even on the touchline. He was like the assistant manager. And in those times, Kane was like the captain. He really lead them to win. They grind out a few 1-0 victories, I remember.
Yeah.
And then they suddenly jump up the table. So it's like quite...
Yeah. And got this video showing this Conte gave a call to Kane, right? Congratulating him or something like that. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you, son. Then 3 weeks down the road.
Come back then all the thing happened again.
That's like, wow. If I got this kind of boss, nightmares every day. I don't know what to expect next.
But it's weird though, because of all the teams that Conte has managed, this is the team where the players have gravitated to him the least compared to the rest. Like compared to Juve, compared to Chelsea, compared to Milan.
But those teams that he got, right, they are like guaranteed a chance at the title, that kind of at that point of time,
I know what you mean. So,
but this team is not.
Correct. So the thing is that the players, right, they don't really know how to win. I think the thing that is now maybe the reason why there's a bit of discontentment, right, is that Conte has his understanding of what it takes to win, which he already has had championship winning squads, championship winning players. But Spurs haven't won a trophy in don't know how long.
20 years.
Yeah. They don't understand what it's like to win. If you don't understand what's it like to win, right, then technically you can't really put the blame on both of them. But the thing is that if you're a manager that knows how to win, right, the manager should be able to build that winning culture within the squad.
So then it goes down to another question again. Like you have a championship mentality winning manager.
Yeah.
But do you have a championship mentality, like winning mentality of the club?
Yeah.
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 Like,
So
if you are not prepared to support him, give him everything that he wants,
yeah.
or even make correct decisions, okay?
Yeah.
Like, example, when the offer came in for 100 million for Kane, they should have already let him
They
go.
should have sold lah.
They should have cashed in and revamped the squad using the money.
Correct.
But they are very stubborn. They are like, no, he's my gem. You know, he will. It's like you hold him prisoner here, lah.
Is it a PTSD thing? Because you see, right, they sold Gareth Bale for like 80 plus million, right? Then the players that they got back weren't like worth a lot.
That boils down to the decisions of the club again.
Yeah.
So okay, maybe they're trying to learn from that mistake again.
Yeah. Yeah. So that one brings us to our next point. Because okay, players, right, you can't really put them at fault because they put in all their effort. They're professional enough to understand. But they don't know how to, maybe they just don't have that winning mentality because they all don't know how to win as a group. So I won't say that the players carry a lot of blame. I would say it's more towards the manager, because if your manager sets the expectations right for the squad, right, he has to make sure that they live up to the expectations. Otherwise, you're not going to be there anymore. Lah. Back to the ownership. Do you think that they've actually invested enough or not? Like really honestly. Because you can say that they bring in the right amount of players, but they may not have brought in the right ones, like I said earlier. So back to Paul's point, where it's like 100 million you should have cashed out. But it could have been a situation where it's like, oh, I don't want to have a repeat of the Gareth Bale situation, where I sell my star player, I don't get the same amount of quality back. Is the investment to move forward from the point where they were in the Champions League final all the way until now, right? Is the investment enough or not? I think no.
I feel their chances are not going anywhere, that kind.
Yep.
It's like transfers that they are just squad players, but not really a players that will help me elevate the status of the club. You know,
I agree. George, what are you thinking?
Like, you can see that if you straight away you make an impact, not just for one game, for at least a good 3-4 games. You see Trossard already 4-5 assists already. Yeah. So I think the player that they chose are quite questionable.
It's always the type of thing where it's like you go, honestly, for me, when I look at Spurs transfer windows, it's the thing where you go like, oh, okay, they bought a player.
But do you consider that because they just spent a big sum of money on rebuilding their stadium, so that's why they are like in a bit where Arsenal shift into their new stadium, that period of time they really have to minimize their expenditure and look into their youth academy. My view and my thing is, right, that one is something that many of us can say. I don't really agree with that particular statement. One is mainly because you can get good if you knew the players that you needed and you knew where to look, right, they're actually very good value buys that you don't have to overpay for. And you can buy them at younger. Like, to be honest, right, when they bought Perisic, I was actually quite shocked because Perisic is so old.
It's a loan.
Yeah. When they got him, like, Perisic is a loan, right, but he's still old. And now you're playing him at left back. Harry Kane and Heung-min are not young anymore already.
I find this few season Spurs like to loan players a lot. Like this close catch.
Yeah, it's because of the stadium. I don't think they have money. You know.
It's
but
2 years
the thing is
loan.
that you can get good loan deals, right, if you know where to look at. Like Man United, you got Weghorst and Sabitzer. Those are two good loan deals right at the bat. Like loans can actually be very good if you know exactly where to look. But I think it's that Spurs are not looking in the right directions, or they're not looking at the right places, man. Like Kulusevski was a loan last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, then they buy him.
Then they bought him.
That is a good buy.
Then they bought him, so that was a good buy. But it's just that
Romero also, it was a loan. Then they converted to permanent deal.
Correct. So those are good buys. But it's just that, what other players do you have that will bring in like the extra, like, oh, that's like the third guy to help out Son and Harry Kane.
Like the icing on the cake, like that.
Yeah.
And also, I think also because they transit from Mourinho to a Conte team, right?
Yeah.
So both formations are super different.
Yeah.
Like,
that one I agree.
Mourinho had Doherty and who was that? Ben Davies, right?
Yeah.
But now he come in, he don't even like both of them, you know. He let Doherty go already. Doherty is at Atletico Madrid now.
Yeah.
And then he bought Perisic in to play left wing back. Now they bought the Pedro Porro to play right wing back, which is a very standard 3-5-2
formation.
Conte formation. So the core of the stress thing is the core of the team, right? Is still the same from Pochettino's time.
Yes.
In a way, you're not really moving. You're just like diverting a bit.
Correct. Correct. So like let's say for example, striker is Harry Kane is the same. Winger Heung-min Son, same. Lucas Moura, same. Then Eric Dyer,
Lloris,
same. Lloris, same. Who else?
Yeah, Højbjerg. Højbjerg is from Mourinho's time.
Yeah. So a lot of the core group is the same. So it's like I look at it this way, like when Arsenal are fighting for the trophy, right? The first thing that they wanted to do is, okay, I need to get a striker in. Somebody that's good. They get Gabriel Jesus. First thing. Mm-hmm. Correct. Then when they knew that they needed a backup left winger, they went to get Trossard. They went to get the pieces to be able to fit in. To fit in. Man United, okay, I need a defender. I will go and get Varane. I go and get Lisandro Martinez. I need a CDM. I go get Casemiro. Like players that actually elevate the squad, but elevate the squad, right, and then bring a certain level of talent that makes it like better to be able to aid. Okay, now because Weghorst is there, Rashford has a bit more freedom to go up front. Or because Anthony is there, the Bruno can advance forward. Or because Casemiro is there, Eriksen can do his thing, can be the number 8 to push the ball around. Those type of stuff like that, like okay, bits and pieces to bring everything together. But then with Spurs, you ask them to buy transfers, it's like, oh okay, it's a piece, but whether it fits or not, it's like a big puzzle, right? But I'm trying to force fit the wrong puzzle piece into that particular position. So I don't know. I feel like the owners also got a bit to blame, Daniel Levy.
Definitely,
100%.
I feel the owners is still the big issue. It's correct, like you develop a winning mentality under Mourinho, right? Why you go and sack him? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then now you come with Conte. Now the situation just it's a similar situation between Mourinho.
I think this is. Yeah. I honestly think this is worse.
That is worse because Conte has issues with the players. Mourinho at the time didn't have.
Mourinho had issues with the
and Ndombele only.
Yeah, Ndombele.
Yeah, Ndombele. Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
Even if let's say people been talking about even Tuchel were to come in, I don't think he can solve the problem.
No, cannot.
They need a new manager.
You need. It's the type of thing where you need a full overhaul already.
Yeah.
Because they've been in that state where, the best I can
manager,
do, yeah. Where the best I can do, right, is the Champions League final. Like that's the best they can do. Like that's what I think I can do, right? I can win I can go to a Champions League final, right? I can maybe place 3rd or 4th in the league. I don't think I can win the cup. I don't think I need that. Like they're never within a shot of either a EFL Cup or FA Cup money throughout the season. So it's those type of things where, like, I think they need a full overhaul. So which brings us to the next point. And our closing point before we round up is that how do Spurs move forward? Does Conte get the sack?
I think you should sell the owner should sell the club.
Yeah.
First.
Really? Yeah.
Like how Man U is doing it now.
They should sell the club.
Yeah.
You think Daniel Levy will sell me?
If not, you're just Spurs is gonna be Spurs for the next 10 years, man.
But Spurs already.
Because Spurs is always like the almost to nothing club, you know. Like they are almost there but not there.
Yeah. They're
all nothing. So they are the nothing.
Nothing.
Arsenal already close to something already.
But they're always close. They're like the club that never got there. And it's sad because honestly, when they were under Pochettino, right, they were one of the best teams to watch.
Yeah.
They really were. Then after Pochettino left, it just never felt like it was going anywhere higher. Like even Mourinho struggled.
I mean, they did go to a cup final with Mourinho, but they lost.
Yeah.
But I think this Levy guy also quite hard to deal with. He's quite a cunning guy.
He's not easy to deal with.
Yeah.
There's been people saying that he's a difficult person to work with.
That's why Mourinho's got a sack.
Yeah.
It's because he questioned the Daniel Levy about the Super League. The next day he got sacked, yeah.
Yeah, but that one I respect Mourinho because he actually called out the Super League. Because Super League is to me still nonsense. But that's another topic for another day. So next question is Conte getting sacked?
Oh, he's gone, bro. He's gone not if he's not now, by the summer he's gone. Definitely. 1000%. Because he's out of contract.
Either end of the season or he's gone already.
he will be gone, bro. Because his contract ends in the summer. There's no way he will
renew.
There is no way I can put bet my last dollar.
George,
it's just that now it's just that how to fix it now,
Yep.
Do they sack him now and not wait until summer, or like you see now the international break, they sack him now and then they find a replacement in. But I think that's a very risky move.
It's risky. So you're saying that they maybe do like the Man United Rangnick thing?
Wait, Ralph Rangnick is not available, right?
Can Ralph Rangnick enter?
Ole is available.
Ole is available.
Yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
No, but I don't know. For a club like Spurs, to put Conte as the interim all the way until the season ends, would that make it like how United was towards the end of last season? It's like, I don't care already.
Technically, he's still the manager. It's not interim manager. He's still the manager.
I know, but the thing is that if let's say you hire somebody, referring to your point, like if let's say you hire somebody hire a long-term manager, right? While Conte is there, then Conte is the interim until the new guy comes out.
Then Conte will not give a shit. He will just I go holiday.
Yeah, precisely. So it's like Conte is the time manager. Like I would rather he gets sacked. Then you find a replacement.
Yeah, then you revamp the locker room again, right? That's correct of the locker room. Or I don't know. I'm not very sure.
Or you put his assistant in charge for the remainder of the season. No? I mean, they play better. When they're under him. So it's something that they might want to look at lah. Then the other question I have is that how much deadwood do they have and what do they need to let go? Wow, Jordan, flash out yellow card. Yes.
No, I was thinking, okay, if I'm the board of Spurs, right, or the director, I mean, let's complete this season. They are in top 4 now. If any changes of manager, there's a risk of screwing up the top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll gather the manager and the rest of the players. Hey, come. This is the final swan song for Conte. Let's do it once and for all until we get a new managers in.
Yeah, I agree. I do think
the last 10 games, right? Just push,
Yeah.
But the thing is that if I'm a player and I hear Conte say that I don't want to play, I don't fight for you really.
Okay, honestly,
legit.
Honestly, I think the players he was referring to, right, is like Richarlison.
Yeah. Definitely not.
I won't say Son or Kane.
Yeah.
Maybe Eric Dyer.
But I don't know lah. You call out one player, you call out all lah. To me.
No, I think this method don't work on this generation of players.
Yeah.
If it works on like the Roy Keane kind of Wayne Rooney, but now it's like it's been proven that if you trash the locker room, right, they will turn on you lah. They will throw you under the bus.
Yeah.
No, you can trash on the locker room, but you cannot trash in front of the camera.
To be frank, right, you cannot trash in front of the camera lah.
Yeah. You
like last time.
Yeah.
It's like if you're willing to take it to the media, then I will do it too lah. Right? I would.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But I do think that, let's say for example, certain managerial styles, right, you can have it regardless of the situation lah. So let's say for example, you can always have Jurgen Klopp's managerial style, which is very similar to Fergie, in a sense where the players are scared of you. Like you demand that amount of respect to a point where the players are scared that they cannot do anything.
Yeah, but Fergie and Klopp don't say stuff like that, ma.
No, that's the thing. But they do it behind closed doors.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they do it behind closed doors. Ten Hag is slightly different in a sense where he will do it behind closed doors, but he will also dish out punishment when he needs to lah. There are new managerial styles where it's like, it's a pat on the back, a good shoulder, like the only time managerial style lah, which is what a lot of the younger players are accustomed to. But I feel that maybe we are a bit old school. The old school manager style tends to prevail a bit more in modern day football because Pep is also old school. And all the very successful managers, the ones that win are old school. It's like it has to come to a point where like the player has to be scared of the manager. Because if there's no motivating factor or there's nothing that's pushing you to try to keep your position, right, you will end up with what's happening at Spurs. They're not scared of Conte, right? But the worst part is that they don't respect you. For one player to blatantly go and call the manager saying that if you had played me, I would have won the game for you. That's like blatant disrespect, bro. To me lah. So, I mean, what can we do? The last thing and I want to ask, right, is that if Daniel Levy were to stay, let's say he doesn't sell the club, what does he need to do to invest in the squad?
He will continue to become nothing.
I think they need
he just has to make better and more wiser decisions lah. Yeah, like the window to sell Harry Kane at 100 million is gone.
Over already.
Yeah, it's over. There's no way you're selling. You're going to reach that amount again because he's like
probably 30 years
old.
maybe worth like 60 million now.
Yeah, I would say 60.
60
Even
million
now, buying of players, selling of players, all go through Levy, right?
Yeah,
he's like the Ed Woodward.
He runs through everything.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah,
like Cronky. Is it like Cronky? Before they appointed the Edu, right?
No way. Before Conte did not in charge of any buying or selling. Was some Indian fella.
The allocation of funds only lah.
Yeah, he was allocation of funds. So I find it a bit. If every player must go through him, also must write him all the report.
Yeah, I think essentially what SPURS is doing now is what.
It's very
I don't think he can reach a Woodward level lah.
No, Woodward level
because Conte got asked for the players, right, and he got them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's technically not really like a Ed Woodward.
As a Man United fan, right, and as a guy who wants the Glazers out, right, no other disaster, right, in top level management of a football club, right, will ever be equivalent to Ed Woodward.
Yeah.
That will just never happen. Close to $1 billion in club spending, right, and you still don't produce anything. I will rest my case at that. So that one is it. Never mind. I think we all agree that a lot of the blame goes to manager and club ownership rather than players, correct?
Your players are your chess pieces, ma.
Yeah.
So either way, the manager calls the shots. So if you are purposely moving your chess pieces out of the way, then you are making a mistake, but not really the players.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
I agree. George, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, mostly to blame with the managers and the club decisions. The managers got the players he wanted, so his responsibility is to knit them together. But then that is not the case, lah.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. All right. So, any more things before I round off this discussion?
So, what do you all think? Apart from my opinion, do you all think Conte will stay?
Oh, bro, he's leaving
before the end of the season. No, it's like
leaving. I think he'll get sacked before the end of the season.
Even if they are in fourth now.
Yes.
Damn.
What do you think?
I hope to see him finish off his contract. Yeah. It leave a better note for Levy lah.
Because actually, to be honest, like you said, he's proven he can win in EPL, right?
Yeah. He actually really doesn't have anything to prove. Anything to prove in EPL level already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I do. All right. So that is it for our discussion about Spurs. All right, so that is it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki, brought to you by the Chit Chatter Podcast Network. From everybody here at the Kaki, from me, Eldad, and from the Kaki Bros, Paul and Jordan, thank you so much for listening in. And we hope that you continue to listen in to the other shows on the network, which are the Kopi Bros every Monday, which have me, Dad, Paul, Brendan talking about different topics. And of course, our big game show every Friday, the FG Draft Podcast, where we draft about different things and have fun while we do it. So thank you, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Chit Chatter Podcast Network. And from everybody here at the Kaki Bros, thank you. And don't forget to run the Kaki.
What is Spurs? Nothing.